Hello everybody, Colleen here from Get Art Creations. Thank you for popping by once again. You guys are so faithful. I'm so happy to have you part of my YouTube family. Well, today I am happy to say I have completed my latest project. This is a project I have had a wonderful time creating. It's taken me quite a little bit because I didn't just sit down and do it all in one sitting, obviously. But the kit itself is it was just extremely gorgeous in my opinion, and I think many others as well. I'll start off by saying it's a digital kit that was created by Dawn from the book Vandal shop. She did an incredible job on this kit. For her very first kit, I might add, it's just stellar, and I just love it so much. I'll also put another plug in for her. She's done another kit, a bee-themed kit. Oh my goodness, just as stellar. It's delightful. I cannot wait to get my hands into that kit. But for today, let's focus on Vinca Victoria. I just absolutely love this journal. I just feel like it came together beautifully, in my opinion, and I can't wait to show you, take a little tour. Take you guys on a little tour through her. I also want to say that this is my very first book, what do you call it, a book board. And what it is with junk journals, depending on how thick they are and whatnot, because they're so full of beautiful, special things, some people might have a problem or find it a bit of a challenge writing in them. So basically what this book, let me find a page here. Okay, here's a perfect page. So let's say you're going to journal on this page here. You put this right behind it, and then it gives you a solid surface. So it's not necessary, but it sure adds, and it's, I think, a helpful little tool to have with a junk journal. So I think what I'm going to do is start selling them with my journals. I'm not going to sell every journal, obviously, but I'm not even sure if this one will be for sale. I'll think about it. I do love it, so we'll see. But this is a book board. Anyways, it came together beautifully. It's basically just a cut down piece of chipboard. I have a bundle of chipboard that I had ordered from Amazon, so I cut it to size. It's a little bit smaller than the size of the cover. Let's see. Let's get to the size right away. I'm gonna say it's 5.5 across and about 8.5 long. So this journal, I'm gonna say, is probably a 9x6, just about a 9x6. Yeah. So this book board is a little bit smaller, of course, to fit in on the pages, and also it tucks away beautifully at the back here. See that? Hopefully you're in frame, or it's in frame, and it tucks away nicely. I just want to quickly share, I had no idea what I was doing. I did get some information and some couple of tips from Linda, I believe Sanchez is her name. Thanks, Linda. But so this is a chipboard, and what I did is I thought, okay, how am I going to secure the paper down? Because you want to decorate it. I did anyway. So I took a piece of printable from this kit with the script writing on it, put it on the back underneath both photos here, and I used Mod Podge, so lightly brushed Mod Podge. I had 2 images sitting in my stash, and I cut them also to size, and I Mod Podged them on, and I let it dry, and I'll tell you what, you can hear it, it's solid. And I don't think these photos are going anywhere anytime soon. And it ended up being a beautiful, I feel a beautiful Victorian, also keepsake, which I'm going to put in with this journal. In all likelihood, I'm going to sell this journal, so I thought this might be an added touch. And there was a couple little bubbles after I had finished putting it on with the Mod Podge, because I've only used Mod Podge once before. So I took my napkin and I pushed down the bubbles, and I'll tell you what, it's given a beautiful, distressing, wrinkly, a couple of wrinkles on this image. I feel that it just added to the, whoops, sorry about that. Put this light back on. Added to the Victorian feel and vibe of this era. And this is a gentleman as well. So she's a bride, a Victorian bride, and he is a groom. And I will say right off the hop, after I Mod Podged it and it dried and I was admiring it, if you will, I noticed he had a cigarette in his hand there. So hopefully you're not offended by that. But anyways, I think it's just gorgeous, and it is going to make a nice little writing book board. Okay, let's start with, so this is how it looks standing. It's got 4 signatures. I made another removable book dangle, spine dangle. I took a lot of vintage lace and whatnot, added a little blue just because there's a blue theme in here. But this is, and it's removable, which I think is a nice option. So we got those 2 things out of the way. So let's get to the journal. On the front, I added some hardware, if you will. There's a book plate, and I managed to fussy cut one of the Vinca flowers, and I put it in the book plate, just in keeping with the theme of the journal. And there's 4 corner plates. I think they look quite nice, actually. A little bit lighter than the book plate, which gives it a nice look. And some trim. I did the spine with muslin, and then I added some of the kit trim. So as you can see, there's 4 signatures and this beautiful image on the front. I found with this kit, personally, it was really hard to cover up any of the pages because Dawn, like I said, she did an incredible job. I did do a lot of covering up, but I also left a lot of pages for journaling, which is the point of having a journal. So you'll notice that there's a lot of empty pages, but with a lot of beautiful images that didn't necessarily need to be worked on, in my opinion. Okay, so opening up the page here, the book cover, which is a solid chipboard, I might add. It's a chipboard cover covered with a printable. So it is nice and solid. So when I open up the front cover, and I've put a pocket here with one of the little images. I made it into a little booklet, which was, I believe, Dawn's purpose, I think, in this particular image. So I added my own little pieces of paper. I did a pamphlet stitch, and I just thought it made a nice little opening into the cover and provides some journaling spots. And look at this page, completely untouched, other than some distressing. I just think it's gorgeous. So that, look at this, how she, in her printable, look how she left room for journaling. Just beautiful, and some dictionary script there. So turning the page, here's the side band and a tag. Beautiful. And I also did all my printables, or printing on with Dawn also left some pages that you could use to print on the back, so it just wasn't a plain white backing. And this is some vintage seam binding, and of course blue with a blue floral eyelet. I don't know if you can see that, in keeping with the floral theme. And I did my own coffee dyeing. Beautiful page right here. Look at that. Just the Vinca florals all throughout, and some script. And all the pages are like brown toned, if you will. Not brown, but not white, put it that way. And I put some lace, some vintage lace, along the edges of a lot of the sheets of paper, just because it's in keeping with the Victorian vibe. So here's an old piece of foolscap. Beautiful. And there's a doily. This I got in a free giveaway from Lisa, from Body, Mind, and Spirit Shop. So that was nice to be able to use one of her doilies. And here is, I made an altered paper clip inspired by G. Kerr, as you all know, or most of you know her. I decided to give it a shot, and I think I made 4, one for each signature. So there you have it. It's got some dangles, butterfly dangles. I also kept everything I used in here, I used from the Printable. So I had a butterfly punch, and I punched out some of the leftover pieces of this kit, and I added it as in the dangles, and some book page, just some you know, pieces of fabric scraps. I want to point out something quickly here. What I do, this little container here, whenever you have, when you cut a piece of muslin or your saris or what have you, and you pull, you pull the material apart, you get lots of little of these things left over. Well, I like to keep these. You know why? Because it makes cute little fabric, whatever, flyaway fabric pieces that I find just add a bit of flavor to the look. Copy dyed. Here's a beautiful part of the kit. I made it into a pocket, or it was a pocket, and I left it as that. Here's a tag with some of her paper at the back. And here I added, this is a super old embossed stationery set that I found in pristine condition, unopened at a thrift store not too terribly long ago. Here are the envelopes. Beautiful, like they're in pristine condition, super old. And I'll show you the paper that came with it I used. In each signature, there's a piece of this paper. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I thought I would add it into this. So each signature has one of these. This is part of the kit. Beautiful. I also found an old book, a gardening book, and in each signature I photocopied an excerpt out of the book, and of course I couldn't help but, I've got to see if I'm in camera here. Okay, so the word Vinca is a periwinkle. This is the floral that this kit is all about. So it's a definition. It has some information about it. So I put one of these in each signature. Beautiful. Look at this. Lots of room for journaling. This little journaling prompt there. Dawn did an incredible job. Okay, so here is a pocket with some stenciling. And I'll show you what I used for that. So you notice the altered paper clip. Well, I clipped, like I said, a butterfly with my butterfly punch. But you know, these make really great stencils. So I took my little ink dabber and I inked a couple butterfly images, just using your scraps. So everything can be used for a purpose. This here, I'm pretty excited about. Each signature has one. This is paper, I believe it's waxed, homemade waxed dyed paper from Lisa from Serious Hecka on, you'll find her under that name on YouTube. She's a sweetheart, and she sent me some of her paper, so I made it into tags for this particular journal. I added some more of the paper she sent. I just did some layering at the back, made some tabs with some of the kit, and this is a part of a word prompt in the kit itself, and I cut it to size and I used it for part of the tag, and it's the definition for Vinca. I added also on each tag a couple of eyelets, and this is a coin envelope. Isn't that cute? A Victorian lady, of course, beautiful as ever, and it slips in there so you can tuck something special in there, and it goes in the pocket. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know how my lighting is today. It's hard to see because I'm not looking in the camera, but so there's some more writing spots. Okay, now another thing I did in each signature is I have these genuine vintage seed packets. I had ordered from a friend. I believe these are from Amy from Kitty Witty Paper Crafts. I think that I had ordered these about, I'm going to say 2 years ago, maybe less. 12, I think, came in an order. And they are legit. They're vintage, 15 cents for this seed packet. They're in pristine condition. I've not used them yet, but I figured I would use them in this floral themed as well, this floral themed journal. So I've tucked one away in each signature. So here's the first one in this little pocket I made on the embossed page I showed you. Here's another experiment. I don't know how anyone else feels it will have turned out. It was, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just decided to do, what do you call these again? Fabric strips, I guess. I just took what I had, I put some glue down, and I just started layering this. So this became a page, just for look, I guess. My intention was I would leave it open all along and you could use it as a tuck, but I forgot and I glued it all down. So now it just becomes a page decoration, which I think kind of looks pretty. More coffee dyes, beautiful image, beautiful script on her page there. I'm going to put the details of how many pages in each signature in the description box below. But I just took, here's a fold out page, and I put an old dress stamp just for some added touch, and made a pocket with embellishments, and I put in a couple tags. So just to decorate. So each signature is somewhat similar as far as how many pages and the style of pages. So here we have a little corner tuck. I just cut out one of the images on the printable, and then I tucked some really cute tickets in here. So now this here is an envelope. It was a blue envelope. As you can see, I left the border so you could see the color of the envelope. And I decided to turn it into, well, let's have a look. So I glued one of the envelopes from the kit on the front. And then inside, I took the bookboard image, and I made it a bit smaller, and I turned it into a journaling card. This is sort of like a letter perhaps from a gentleman that one of the ladies, let's just say this is one of the ladies' journal, and a gentleman sent her some like a telegraph with his picture. Maybe he's seeking her out. I just thought it was cute, and it added a little special little touch. And because it was a blue envelope, I thought I would use it as an envelope theme. So on this side, I also had an image that I sized, and this is a Victorian aged era as well, with what the gentleman's attire would have looked like. And because there's blue tones, I thought it would look really nice with the blue. It themed in this journal. Added a tab and a little, this dangle here, it's like a, I don't know, sort of like, to me, a key way back, perhaps even in the Victorian days. I just thought it looked nice and gave it a little touch with some writing on the back, and it fits in here again. It's a letter, so I thought, okay, let's put in some gentleman, a gentleman themed, just for some fun touch. Okay, that was signature 1. Here's signature 2. Here's another altered paper clip, a little bit different, but similar. A couple of butterflies hanging. This one has some music paper and one of the ladies from the kit. A couple of the ladies, I just cut it out. So that starts signature 2. And here's a side band, a side pocket, and a journaling card, some coffee dye, some lace trim. And here's a corner pocket with, I thought I would use one of these cards. This is from Took's Craft Table. She sells these beautiful old-fashioned images. But I thought, you know, maybe these Victorian people, this is maybe what a bike would have looked like. And I put backed it onto some writing paper from the kit. And this is, of course, a blue floral themed with some, it looks like an embroidery digital floral. And then I stamped it February 27, 2021. That's obviously when I put this pocket together. Upper corner pocket, one of the journaling cards backed onto brown paper. And this I couldn't resist. It's got nothing to do with the Victorian era or flowers, but the color of this printable was just delightful and matching. So I folded it up, distressed it, and it can be like a little writing card. Lots of room for journaling. So in this pocket, this is another tag. I just layered it up. There's a little writing spot here as well. Use some of my own little torn up leftover scraps that I have in my stash. And here's some Vinca florals backed onto the old-fashioned. It's nice and thick, this paper too. So it's a really good quality. And a couple little tags that tuck right in here. This is a tag slot here too, if you want. More writing space. There's another one of those Vinca from one of my, I believe it was a vintage gardening book, floral. And here is a flip out of one of those, another bike that I feel might have been from that era. And I used a fussy cut an embellishment, and I used a couple tags. I just cut them up and stamped them. Put some word-fetty flowering, and it just tucks in here. Little surprise tucks. Whoops, let's get this in here. It's always fun to open special spots in a journal and see some surprises. Here's a layered sideband paper, some of that paper that I've used for these tags. And this is just a different journaling card with some of the blue florals backed onto some paper. And here is a postcard from the kit. Just look at the pictures. Oh my goodness, I just love the images. So pretty. And another tag that I made from Lisa's waxed paper. So pretty. This was a lot of fun to do. And here's a couple of the kit tags that I made into some side layered tags, if you will. Lots of journaling spots on the backs of these tags. And here's a ticket cluster with some cheesecloth, more writing paper. Now here is the second seed packet. So this one's only 10 cents, which I got a chuckle out of. I found all the 4 seed packets have a different price on them. And of course, this is Sweet Pea, Spencer Blue. It says vigorous growers and prodigious bloomers bearing large blossoms on long stems. Number 983. So cute. And again, they're in pristine condition, so you could use it as a little pocket or whatever. And just tucked into this little pocket. Little stenciling, coffee dyed. Here's another flip out, a floral stamp, and some little embellishments and a couple more tags. And some more tags and some cheesecloth, and did some layering. And I put the word Vinca on this tag. Backed it onto some more of the kit paper. This one is a beautiful spot for journaling. All my signature covers are cardstock, so I like to add cardstock throughout for some durability. And this is some nice of the same lace trim along the side of the page. Okay, that was signature 2. This is signature 3 coming up. This is beautiful, a collaged page printable of the kit. This is a cardstock cover. So here we have a side layer pocket, and I just did some layering here. March 1st, 1890, perfect date for this particular era. I had this in my stash, some word-fetty like that. Oh, and this is just a card. I added some fabric, backed it onto some of that nice paper, and here is part of the printable. Okay, so here's a little corner tuck. This is just a, oh, I'm not sure what you call them, but I had this laying around and I added one of the ticket clusters from the kit. Beautiful pages. Oh, I just love the sound of pages like the rest of you. I know you do. Another pocket tuck. Beautiful. Back onto some of Dawn's pages from the kit. I put some of the blue seam binding on each tag, of course, as well. So this makes a nice journaling spot. And here's another one of those sheets. Another tag. They're not exactly the same. I did make them a little bit different. This one has one of the printables. I just cut it out. It's a cute little, let's see, what would it be? Looks like a ticket of some sort. But it just goes right in there like that. Tucked into this beautiful pocket with some nice journaling spots. Here's another altered clip with a button on this one. This is when a person needs those beautiful nails that a lot of you have on your fingers for turning things over. But anyways, this is another cluster with a darker blue buttons and book page embellishments. And here's the third seed packet. This one's 20 cents. In great condition. Thrives in hot water, blooms throughout the summer. Isn't that beautiful? So lovely. And I just made these special little pages into pockets. Should go a little bit quicker. So here is my second cluster trim, if you will. I forget what you call them, but so I just did some paper, glued down, took some shapes and cut them with my punch and added some fabrics and kind of ended up looking pretty, I thought, in keeping with the flavor of this journal. Beautiful. Lots of coffee dyed in here. And another flip out with the floral stamp. Here are some banner tickets and whatnot that I added into the pocket. I like how she chose the word lovely. It's beautiful. So many places that she created for journaling. Just lovely. Okay, now this here is just one of those little surprises I like to add into my journals. It's leftover paper, folded up, made into a pocket. I collaged, I inked it. So if you'll remember the stamp here that I punched out, well, I used the same punched out stamp hearts. And instead of chucking them, I used them part of the collage. They just sort of add. And then inside are some extra pieces to the kit. I printed the kit out a couple of times just because I kept needing more paper and using it for different things. So I added the leftovers in here. So whoever gets this will have a few extra pieces to journal with. And I'll put it back here. This is where it sits. It fits perfectly. It doesn't come right to the end, so it folds nicely. And here is the last signature. Look at this lady in the corner. Just gorgeous. So we have here a side band, and I added some extra printable strips. And this has the actual Vinca minor, the floral, with music behind it. Hence Vinca minor. Isn't that beautiful? So that can go in there. And then this here journaling card backed onto some of that old paper that I was just tucked right in there. So double up the pockets. Here's some of that beautiful trim. So you'll see a lot of places to journal. Even though it's full of lots of fun extra elements, it also does have a lot of space for journaling. And here's, I think, the last ticket I made. because I ran out of this beautiful paper. I must get some from Lisa. And this one has the tickets. I put a few more tickets under here. Holds it in nicely, layered with some paper at the back. And here's a pocket with the beautiful little cluster on that beautiful collaged paper. And here's another Vinca definition. So like I said, each signature has one. Pocket tuck. And here's one last journal paper clip, altered paper clip. And here's a heart cluster. So pretty. And here's a corner tuck. Let's see here. Like this, you can put something underneath. And the last seed pocket. Nice and colorful. Beautiful. Yeah, so like I said, these are genuinely old vintage seed packets. Okay, so here is some, oh, here's another pocket, sorry. Here's a little tag I just cut down into a pocket, and I had this in my stash. I added some leftover paper, and I drew some lines, and I stamped an old-fashioned key, and it goes right in there. So this is a shaker that I made. I'm so excited. This was my second shaker, but I had made my first one just the other day. But look at this. Isn't that cute? Just makes a nice page embellishment. And I tried to, it was a bit tedious because my bin of these little thingies, I hand-picked out specifically just the greens and the blues and a couple of the browns because I wanted it to match the color theme. But I just think these are so cute with a fun ribbon topper. These make cute gifts too, and they were super simple. I do have a YouTube tutorial on these. So if anyone's interested, check it out. And I'm getting to the end here. One last page flip out, a couple more tags. And I think that's it. I think we're coming to an end here. So there's quite a few pages. Like I said, I'll put the details in the bottom. And on the inside of the back cover is another envelope, distressed, and one more booklet with some of my own pages I don't know, gotten from other people and had of my own. And so another little journaling booklet I thought was nice to add, and this cute little space prompt there, journaling prompt with a nice full-sized journaling page. So that's that. It's nice and tightly sewn in. It's, I think, well constructed. And yeah, so I'm really glad that you stopped by to have a look. Hope I didn't keep you too long. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we'll put this back on. It just clips on really, really easily. Lays nicely, and here's the book board, which I'm so excited about. Oh my goodness, I'm going to make more of these. But just so perfect, Victorian photos. I just couldn't believe it. And it goes nicely into the back here, which we shall put right like that. Close it up. And this is Vinca Victoria. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you liked it. I hope the lighting was okay. It's hard to tell. I'm going to find out when I view the video, but yeah, I guess for now that's all I'm going to say. We'll see what I do with this, but I'm just glad you stopped by, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.